Okay, this ink blot is for Tara. If you want to close the eyes, take a few deep breaths, and we'll allow the palette of the eyes to cleanse and activate the abstract mind and awareness. When you're ready to perceive and receive, this is what we have here. I'm just going to see if I can adjust this camera angle just a touch. Okay, we're in the realm for Tara. Source Tara, thank you. I'm going to add on a few oracle cards here. If you'd like to see anything that's standing out, please allow your psyche and psychic senses to creatively communicate and channel, harmonize, using the intellect and intuition and the bridge of imagination. And this is for Tara. What do we have here? Okay, so Tara's, I'm sensing, and again, just as inspiration, intuitive inspiration, there's a garden gate. I wonder if I can plop as much as I would like that there, but you're in my ways. Okay. Something in the mindset. I'm seeing a garden gate here. Perhaps a block, but it could also be a boundary. There's little faces on them and they talk to each other. So I feel like in your being, like the emotional overflow, I'm going to call it, or the energy that you're sending out to people. But there's a healthy boundary and balance. Sorry if I shake the camera. Something about justice. Again, they talk to each other. Like there's hearing, perspective. But there's a common emotional pool. And I feel like that's where you dwell, because there's, what I'm seeing is purple. And you add that. You add a higher perspective while maintaining boundaries and balance. The balance feels more justice oriented. I feel like sometimes you cry tears of joy, but also out of compassion. Elixir of life. You might tend to do things with, I don't know if it's personal or professional, but there's a lot of root stuff, like generational stuff or social work, therapy. It kind of blows you away sometimes, like what happens behind the doors of generations or lineages or families or friends. And everyone's just looking to stop and smell the roses. If not yourself as well. Like maybe that's the message actually I'm getting for the Tara Collective. To stop and smell the roses. There is a massive grounding because it might be hiding something. I feel like it's because you're not, somehow you don't feel 100% at home here. And I mean that in a very broad way. There's okay, I don't know what this means, but something about a big nose. A big nose. Like, I don't know if you can sniff secrets out of people, you know, as they're exposing different parts of themselves, or even of yourself if this is from your own perspective, because these eyes almost have like blank slates. You don't really hold on to a whole lot. And if you do, it helps or hinders, you know, I don't know, helps or hinders your ability to sniff out more secrets. But are you always looking for secrets? Are you always looking for when it'll fall? You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is too good to be true. I want to come right in here. There's your throat chakra area. I feel like you speak a lot in your head. Like, you don't say a whole lot, or you don't, maybe you're in a position you can't share what you know about people. So there's a silence. What you see and what you hear and what you know in the mind, like, again, there's a lot of speaking around you. You can't, maybe you're in a position you can't say much. Again, that kind of wanders into that role you may play for your own stability and security while incarnate. Whatever you do personally or professionally. Like, maybe you're just a really good confidant for people. But there's a helmet as well. There's a helmet. I'm not going to lie. I hear helmet of hurt. But how I'm hearing that helmet of hurt is you have a helmet of a blue frequency. So I don't know if you landed any of the rays or color therapy, but light blue, baby blue. I'm hearing blue jay, again, very chatty and can be aggressive communicators when they're holding a boundary or communicating something. But sometimes you may hear that. But I don't feel like you're aggressive. This helmet protects you from other hurts. There is something in an owl. I don't know if it's a cat owl or a fox owl. Fox, some sort of feline with the wings in here. It is angelic in nature. Oh, okay. Like in regards to that confidant therapy or something justicey role, it's important. There's also like I just did a reading for this and I saw it again, so I was hesitant to say it, but it's not leaving, so I'm going to say it. Viking light. This was prior. This is Viking light. You might have been, I don't know that culture or historical lore, like if you would have been a priestess or a maiden. I want to add on some of these guys, and I'm going to flip it. Very protective and strong. When I flip it, if you want to gaze to see what stands out for you, the Terra Collective. and see. I'm just going to take a moment here and I feel like sometimes it can feel robotic emotionally, like what you go through, maybe what you've been through, like you just go through robotically. This could be a protective measure as well. There is a nest with 2 birds in there. So whether or not you have 2 children, or this is simply in that realm of balance and justice, 2. 1, 1, and they become balanced. It's still very emotional, but in the higher realms. And like, it's almost as if you can see when there's, I'm hearing there's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. So you can help people, hopefully yourself as well, to guide and say, take a look at this area of your nest, your home, your love life, or your career, this, that, or the other thing. Go now. Yeah, you guide them. You guide them towards that. Go here. Go here. But it's not as rash as that. Perhaps it is. This is a mote. An emotional mote. And there are some shadows in there, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if they're like a, if you were seeing water and like if a shark or a fish was swimming, but all you see is the shadow from the surface. I don't know if they're like piranhas or stuff like that, or stuff, symbolic things that represent something to you emotionally that you'll get to, but in your own space, because I feel like this is very what you do for others, like your contribution to the collective. And that is important. But I'm also trying to get into the individual, but I feel like you have an understanding of why you're here, because I'm really drawn to come back to say, like, you're not from here or of here, but you are here and you have a task. So as you're doing this dense work, a lot of it's in the mind. Thoughts, guiding, pulling apart, coming together, pulling apart, coming together. And as you digest this, there's orange in there that's making me feel creative. Like you can move through it creatively, because it's almost like it's not yours, whether it's an inspiration or an irritant. You'll kind of digest it in your physical being and utilize it creatively for your highest, to keep your sights on the highest purpose. And emotionally, this mote moves those shadowy aspects of other souls that you may help and support, including yourself, but it's in 2 different realms. If it's including yourself, you let them kind of swim around until you're ready to move through them. But when there regards to other people that you're helping illuminate or bring ideas to inspire interconnected justice, universal, I don't know, something along that lines. This is almost a heart. This mote is of a heart, and it just gently moves them into a lighter flight, a lighter frequency, so they can come back through the channel. It's like their problems or their sufferings are taking up this much, and you just gently move them, feel this, and you lighten the broadness so they can come back through, and walk their talk. From a perspective of the Terra, this is like a big old baby bird, because the work fuels a creative container that you maybe in a very small way present to the world or share. I don't know that that's actually the point. It's your own therapy. That's really nice. That's really nice, Taras. Okay, let's get ready to close this out. If we have anything to add for the Tarot Collective. And again, if you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel free to comment if you're resonating, or release if you're not. So there's a flow, a flow, a flow. And there's that mote feeling. Sorry, I just shook the camera. Follow your heart. Flow and follow your heart. You're so gentle. You're so gentle. Oh my goodness. As you're seeing other people's points of view. That doesn't mean to say it doesn't frustrate you or irritate. But somehow you have the balance in your emotional mote to help this. I want to add on a Metatron. Thank you for the tarots. It feels endearing and innocent, even though the position or the individual intention is important. And you remain light. That's the interesting thing about this is I feel like you somehow have contended with or do contend with some heavy stuff. But whatever you have in place for yourself to transmute and digest it is very healthy because it keeps you light like a baby bird. And I mean that as a big compliment. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you do or don't want to fall in line, but I feel like you are just working from a higher realm, and you're bringing magic in these very subtle channels where there's suffering or conflict or confusion, and add a little bit of magic without anyone really knowing. Or maybe they completely know. That's really not my business. There is a sternness as well. Like, otherwise you might get trampled, I hear. Self-love and nurture. Definitely in that, not only in that creative landscape, but in this maiden boundary, self-love, self-care to keep your emotional state high vibratory. So this helmet that protects you from other people's hurts, and yet you can appreciate, did it come through, the other person's point of view, but even to sit and hear it. I don't think sometimes maybe you give yourself enough credit. And last but not least, joy and happiness. That yellow, yeah, that lightness. Very important to maintain and sustain your shine, your soul shine. I feel like I said soul really, really, really oddly, but a soul shine. All right. Tarot Collective, getting ready to close. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like your own raw Rorschach reading, as we are here, the link is below in the description. And Source Tarot, I will send you out your Inkblot in the mail. Observation, expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. Now, I could be totally way off base, but I'm simply sharing the way it's coming through. I feel like this is what you do in some way, personally or professionally, or from a higher consciousness of contemplations, observing when you go to work, come home, or your children, non-children, just people. You observe. Yeah, like you have the patience of a master. And I really hope that you also apply this to yourself, like the beauty of being patient and kind, but with all this self-love, higher realms, and joy. When I tune into your essence, it feels like you know your higher purpose. Not from here, you're of here right now. And you know that. And we have one more for the Tarot Collective. I'm also seeing this as a clay pot. I don't know if it's Egyptian or Hindu. I don't know if, I think that's a religion. Apologies, my mind gets really mushy. India, something along that lines, like, you know, Persian or Mediterranean, a clay pot. I think you can call things out of this, like where that feline owl is. I think you have a sacred pot somewhere where you can call up spirit animals, or it might even be Mexican. It's something cultural, beautifully ancient. They have cultivated this artistry over like millennia. It's hidden. I can see a creature in here. I actually see a sitting cat in here. There's butterflies in there too. So you have this pot, or this clay pot, vase, that you can call upon spirit animals, spirit helpers. That's where your wisdom is. Your support system is also there. And the wisdom to see your adversaries as opportunities to expand your spiritual light. So that maybe is why you do what you do, from just a friend perspective or personal, professional. I don't want to say like you're a collector of wisdoms. Anything that, even adversary sounds, it is the word, and maybe that resonates. But for me, I'm hearing things that maybe you wouldn't do. You don't see them as oppositions or wrong, right? Right or wrong. Even though there's a whole justice feel about this reading, it's not about choosing right or wrong. It's a different kind of justice. It's a healing versus, I don't know what the word is. Okay, but I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me, Tarot Collective. I hope this serves you well and inspires you. And again, like I said, if you would like your own, please feel free. Link below in the description. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time.